Good morning, all, and welcome to Infinity Fellowship. Again, we say good morning, good morning, good morning. We want to welcome you to Yoga Sunday at Infinity. It is indeed Yoga Sunday, and we are happy that you are joining us. I'm Reverend Jeff Obafemi, Carr, also known as Rev Jeff, and this is a beautiful Sunday morning, the 28th of July in 2024. So we're excited to have you here. You did not tune in by accident. This is absolutely Yoga Sunday. And if you said, oh, I forgot it was Yoga Sunday, we're going to give you just a few minutes to get your mind prepared, get your body prepared, get your spirit prepared. I got a few awesome spirits in the house with us today. So we got a great day lined up. This is the breath of God / body practice. We got a little bit of flow, we got a little bit of restoration, and we got a moving meditation message that is going to lift your spirit. So we're so glad that you joined us. Clear out a space on the floor, sip on your tea, get your water. Let's get ready to do Yoga Sunday. Welcome to Infinity and welcome home, y'all. Good morning, Infinity. Good morning in the space today. Good morning, energy in the place today. We're here to open the way for the Infinity Fellowship. It's Yoga Sunday. Welcome to Infinity. If you're a first timer, this is Nashville's independent interspiritual community broadcasting around the world. But we're so very glad to have you all with us today, to have these wonderful spirits in the place today that are actually going to be on these mats with us, flowing into the space of Yoga Sunday. It is time to open the way. So we invite you in this moment to just begin to slow your breath. We're going to do most of our breathing and meditation throughout the practice, the physical practice today. We also will reach a point where we'll go even deeper in and practice a little more meditative breathing. But we always want to begin any service, any ritual with an acknowledgement of the divine. This is the year of divine reciprocity. So when we talk about divine reciprocity, I am that I am. I give, I get, I've got it good. We want to make sure that we begin with acknowledging the presence of the divine. So as you are centering yourself in the space today, find a place where you are standing still. I know some of you like to get ready for Yoga Sunday by moving around a little bit and getting in the kitchen and putting us on the background. But wherever you are, let's just pause right now. Find a space of stillness. Close your eyes gently. And just breathe in, breathe out, consciously without the need to control, without the need to be overcautious about the amount of time you spent breathing in versus breathing out. Just simply allowing the breath to come into the body in a powerful way. Centering yourself on the stillness and the presence of the divine. As we open the way for spirit today. Bowing your head gently, taking the position of prayer that you take when you acknowledge the God of your acceptance and understanding. It may be hands at heart center. It may be hands on your chest. It may be hands and palms facing upward. Whatever it is, whatever that position is, go ahead and find that conscious position now. As we open the door to the temple, the body temple, the mind temple, the spirit temple. And as we acknowledge the divine presence, oh God, we thank you for this moment of gathering and for gratitude. We thank you for the ability to consciously breathe in and breathe out, synchronizing our thoughts with our breath, opening our heart in this space. And this space is a space of gratitude. We give thanks for those who have gathered here today. Thanks for those who are on the mats, wherever they are in the world. Thanks for those who are working our technology today as they come into alignment with broadcasting this signal around the world. To those who are enjoying this feast of spiritual food, we thank you for those who have traveled the highways and byways and have made it safely back home. We thank you for the energy that you've put into this fellowship this year. We thank you for the practice of divine reciprocity, and we thank you for the recognition that all things are indeed working out for our good, that there is indeed a cosmic conspiracy to do good in our lives, and we acknowledge it in this moment. Thank you for those who have gone through the process of moving through transition of a loved one. We send the energy to the Hatch family in the passing of Sister Tanya Hatch, who has now become an ancestor. We know that she was memorialized on yesterday and that her energy was spread throughout the airwaves and waterwaves there at Shelby Park in Nashville. To her daughter, to her sister and nieces. We send this love energy out to you. To those who want to remember the energies of Sister Winnell Adams on her earthly birthday yesterday, heavenly birthday now. We know that she has left a seed that is now growing. Not just in all of South Nashville, but all over South Nashville and Kentucky, and where her offspring have gone to be the good in the world that they desire to receive. We thank you for the growth and expansion here in this space, and speak that something may be said, shared, breathed, moved, touched, experienced on this awesome Yoga Sunday that will remind us that we are ever connected and protected and loved by you. It is for these things and other things that cannot be put into words that we simply take a breath in together in gratitude. And we release in divine expectation. We proclaim it as such, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. And so it is. Let's prepare our minds and hearts for the pouring of libations. As we pour the water today, it represents the living. We recognize and remember those who have gone before, represented by the earth that we shall pour into. Understanding that we stand on the shoulders of all those who have come before us, it is the kind of life that merits honor that we all desire to live, so that coming generations can remember the work we did and remember our names by calling them aloud as well, whether they're pouring water in a spiritual ceremony, whether they're tapping a drop off their coffee in the morning at Starbucks, or standing on the street corner before they crack open whatever they're going to have for the evening. That pouring out of water for those who are not here, that's an ancient tradition that connects this cycle of creation. And we're so glad, we're so happy, we're so pleased to be able to acknowledge the ancestors in this way, in the way the Lakota people say, Mitakwiasan, all my relations, that anytime we go somewhere, we are never ever alone, that we are always lifted, that we are always carried by those who came before. And what an awesome assurance. What some might say, a blessed assurance, that we know that we are in a space where we are all connected and all things are working together. So when we say the word Ashe, Ashe, say it with me, Ashe. Yes, when we hear that word ring out, it is a proclamation. In ancient languages, we are often limited when we are transliterating and translating words, because English is very limited in its Latin and Germanic origins. But the word Ashe means many things. It is a proclamation of it is done and so it is. It also means breath. It also means life. It also means spirit. It also means divine essence. So how much of a blessing is it for us to be able to proclaim that together. So we pour in this energy and we say, cool water, freshen our spirits today. Ashe. Freshen and consecrate this space of spiritual work and reverence. Ashe. Freshen our collective ancestors all together. Ashe. We give praise to Almighty Mother, Father God, Divine Source, and all creation. Ashe. Do grant to us peace and prosperity. Ashe. We pour to the energy of the North, which proclaims that we must be a yes today. So when you showed up, which you have, you're here in the space, you're on your mat at home, you're watching the broadcast wherever you are, that means that you have decided to be a yes. Congratulate yourself and hold that yes spirit as we go throughout the world. Ashe. To the energy of the South, which is the recognition of who we are and whose we are. Ashe. To the energy of the East, which is the recognition that although even in Nashville it's cloudy today, we know that the sun rose and we've got another chance to do it today. So don't carry yesterday into the right now. Take an opportunity to live on this day. Ashe. To the energy of the West, knowing that sometimes we go through moments of darkness. We can't escape the darkness in the world, but we can recognize that even in the darkness, as the moon and stars give us light, there will always be a spark there for us, accessible to show us the way. Ashe. To the ground below us, recognizing that we put our roots down for a reason. Roots in who we are, roots in community. And when we have deep roots, when the storm comes and blows, it may bend us. But as the proverb says, it is better to bend than it is to break. Ashe. To that beautiful blank sky above us, the landscape of our dreams, the landscape that Langston Hughes spoke about when he said, my mind wanders as it wanders. And when we go to this place of creativity that gives us the power to conceive our dreams and the gift as a little seed creator to bring them into manifest reality. Ashe. To the seventh direction in the tradition, the grand central station where all of these paths come together, your heart. That heart space that in yoga we call Anjali, the chakra energy of that wonderful lotus green energy light that comes from the recognition that as your heart is made lightened, the world is made better. May your heart be as light as the feather. Ashe. In this moment now, we're going to call out some names of some ancestors. We invite you at home, while you got the chat box, to either type in a name or, of course, say it aloud and in the space as well. We recognize those who have come before, who have transitioned into the space of life after life, and we want to recognize a few ancestors who have come to our attention this past couple of weeks. We want to call their name aloud on the stream so that the families can know we're thinking about your folks. To a brother Albert Cassidy, Ashe. The Albert Cassidy is the father of Lori and Langerica, longtime Infinity folks. And we just want you to know that the Cassidys, the Finches, we are lifting you all up as we make that transition for our brother Albert, who got the beautiful experience of spending some time with us. We were over at Coleman Park, and I remember when he was going through some things at that first moment that he conquered, the whole community coming around and laying hands on him. And what a beautiful moment of affirmation. And so we're just pleased to salute him on his journey home. Of course, to Sister Tanya Hatch. Some of you may remember tall Sister Tanya with the staff and the head wrap, going all the way back to the days of Actors Bridge. Always came in the room and was an endearing presence. We send love and energy to you and to your family. Ashe. To the energy of Sister Winnell Adams, to Chandrika, Shan, Kendrick, all of the Hayes family, all the Adams family. We know that yesterday was her earthly birthday. She was such a light that eventually I had to ask her name, because all I called her in South Nashville and Fairfield was Mama. And that's what everybody knew. There are people in your life like that. You just know as, Duckett or Mr. J or something. We don't know their names, but we know their energy. So we speak that you're with us today in a powerful way and that she is with you in memory. Ashe. And to Baba Leonard G. Dunstan, who was one of the founders and presidents of the president emeritus, actually, of the National Association of Black Social Workers, one of the co-conveners of the Million Man March. Just a powerful energy in the elder space nationally. We salute that energy for the Dunstan family. Ashe. And now in this space, we ask that you call a name aloud, the names that you'd like to call aloud, or put them in the chat as we pour these next few pours of water. Haywood H. Carr, Thomas and Gussie Days, Della May Carr, Mother Catherine Hayes Carr, Haywood H. Carr, Bernice Brunson, Mother Hursery, Mother Dorothy Smith, Mother Melville Sewell, Jamie McDonald Williams, Horace Mary Frazier, and Louise Frazier. Those who've come in remembrance. And as the names continue to flow, we pour for the children in the world, womb, and yet unborn. And in proclamation and closure, we say together, Ashe, 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 oh, it is done. Now we got the energy flowing in the space today. We got this love flowing in the space today. I get to say good morning to you. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Nobody can see y'all yet, but they'll see y'all in a minute. We got powerful energy in the place today, as y'all will see in a minute. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is the day that the God of your acceptance has made. It's a wonderful moment to rejoice, to be glad in it. So we're going to generate gratitude just for a moment. So listen, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, I want you to pause and type something in the chat that you are grateful for. Say hello to somebody and give us one thing that you are grateful for in the chat as we say good morning to you. Sounds a little familiar, huh? Good morning to you. One of the last chances before we get on these mats. Song goes like this. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. And say da 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 da. Da 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 da. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. I see you in the chat. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. All right, we're going to bring the music under a little bit. I'm just going to shout some folks out. I see you, Brother Tyrell Lindsley. Good to have you in the place from Georgia. Got another Georgian from the ATL area, Sister Tiffany Smith in the house. Sister Tashana is in the house, always asking deep questions and putting good energy into the space. We got the West Coast in the house. I see your Sister Destiny Muhammad. See your Brother Chriswell in the house. We got Mississippi in the house. We got Brother Johnny Sadler in there coming in. Hey, Sister Connie, happy belated birthday. Hey, happy birthday to you. Okay, I'm slipping that in. Sister Chandrika Hayes, good to see you. I hope you're on the mat. I hope you and Shan on the mat. I hope y'all are ready to get some breathing in, get some meditation in, get some energy in celebration of Mama. Sister Michelle Mayberry's in the house all the way from Texas. Oh man, we've got people coming in from all over. So look, I want to say thank you for joining us at Infinity Fellowship. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing here today, and thank you for saying hello to each other on the mats. It's a wonderful time to celebrate and to be a part of such a powerful spiritual community. As we've said, good morning. This is now the time for us to welcome our first-time visitors. So if you are a first-timer, again, go ahead and say hello in the chat wherever you are. We know today that we are broadcasting on 1, 2, 3 of our 4 platforms. We are broadcasting on 2 of our Facebook pages. We are broadcasting on YouTube. And so we've got 3 going. So wherever you are, you can say hello and you can say first time. Our 4th platform, Twitter, or X as it is, Brother Elon has now created a new wonderful way for us to stream in a powerful way. So with our wonderful following on X, that, of course, now in the world we live in has been monetized. So this week we will decide if we need to step up to the ultra premium package to do what we've been doing for 2 years. Oh, yes, send our energy toward the wonderful places. So 48 billion and it still keeps coming. So either way, if you tuned in on X and you got the notification, just come on over to YouTube, wherever we are right now. You can always find us. Visitors, say hello. I'm going to put a slide up for you. If you're a first timer, you can hold up the QR code or you can check the chat if you'd like for the link to our visitors form. And we like to let you know in this visitor space that we see exactly who you are. So by all means, make sure that you click on that QR code. And when you click on that QR code, it's going to give you an opportunity to give us a little bit of information. And that information is going to allow us to reach out to you and give you a little welcome. And when we give you a little welcome, we're going to send you a card. And when we send you the card, you're going to say hello to us. And when you come back in person, we're going to give you a special gift. So if you just check the chat right now, there's a link, or you can hold up the phone to the QR code. You got both. So we appreciate you being here. I get the opportunity to say to you that I see the real you today. At an Infinity, we don't see you for a human being who showed up to have a spiritual experience. While that is going to happen, your heart's open, is going to happen. It's really the other way around. You are a spirit navigating the human experience, just like the rest of us. So we have a special welcome that we say at Infinity. When we're in person, it's off the chain. Next Sunday, I invite you to come and experience that with us. It's going to be fun. You're going to love it. For now in this space, we remind ourselves of this every week. So if you're near somebody, turn to them. If you're there by yourself, just turn to the screen. Hold your hands up in receipt. If you're in the space, turn to somebody. And just take a deep breath and exhale. And repeat after me. I see you, but you don't hear me though. I really see the real you. I see who you are. You are a divine manifestation of God's creation. I see what you are. You are a spirit. You're more than what's on the outside. You're a gift to me and to the entire world. I see where you are. You're right here in front of me, where I can let you know, if nobody else will, that you're not alone. I'm with you. We're with you, and you are at home. I see when you are. You're in the right now, baby. You're so much more than your yesterday. I see why you are. You're here to learn, to grow, to embrace your dreams, to move your body, and to celebrate your divine destiny. I know all this because I'm here to do the same thing. So we're going to help each other out. All right? All right? I know the real you, and I see you shining today. So welcome to infinity. Welcome home. Asheo. Shake your hands. Get a dance on. Get your groove. Whatever you feel. Get ready to shake your body out. Yes, it's getting ready to get good in here. Almost at the place where we start the practice. Hit that visitor's form. Get ready. Glad to see you, Sadlers. I see you saying hello in the chat there. We see the energy and the love. Y'all, we're getting ready to take that energy and love into the next part of our service. This is the part where we all get to participate. It is a moment of giving at Infinity Fellowship. It is a moment of tithes. It is a moment of offerings. It is a moment where you are moved to give today, to pour back into the space called Infinity Fellowship, where we receive so much good spiritual food. It is a wonderful community, not just for me, for everybody in my family, for people who are connected. This is the place where you get to be who you are, and we see you. It is a place where many people come because they felt like they didn't fit any other place. And this love that you feel that comes across in the broadcast, as long as we've been out on these airwaves, as long as we've been in these spaces that we've been over the last going on 10 years, that genuine energy has provided spiritual food for those who wanted to be in a space where they were not being judged, but they were being loved. At the Infinity Fellowship, we do not teach toleration, we teach affirmation. So you get to be who you are. And what does that do for you in the space? Does something awesome. Money is simply energy, and wherever we put it determines what's important to us. And at Infinity Fellowship, giving is a part of our ethos, it's a part of our culture. So as you pull your devices out, as you get your devices ready for giving, some of you give during the week, and we understand when it's payday, that's what I do. I was like, hey, break off my 10%, and then I give on beyond that. But wherever we are, go ahead and get your mind set for giving. And that energy is going to manifest in a statement that we make. It is a prayer. It is an affirmation. It is a pouring of energy into realignment for manifestation, which we call a perm here. But we make sure that we give from the heart, and we give with intention. So let's settle our minds. Let's wrap our minds around this space of being what we expect in the world. If we expect the giving, then we are starting by becoming the giving. So take a deep breath in. Exhale and let it go. Recognizing in this space that all is well, that my needs are met, that even though I've had hard times, each and every one of us have had those times, we are still here. We are still standing. And we can look back in the rearview mirror and recognize how we got over, how we got through, and how we got to this space of gratitude and recognition simply for being here. It's a wonderful gift because if we're here, we're in it. And if we're in it to win it. And so it is. Let us go to our offertory affirmation, which will appear on the screen. And let us say it together with intention. O limitless, abundant Creator, source of everything I possess, you have given me the gifts of life, breath, and creativity. You continue to provide for me without judgment or preference. And so I freely return these gifts to you with my whole heart, mind, and intention, knowing that as I give freely with both remembrance and gratitude, the circle of abundance will be unbroken. And so it is. When we give, we sing. So we're going to invite you to sing along with us. The song is Everything is Good. Let's go. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. We're going to put up a slide for you. It shows you how to give via PayPal. $ Infinity Fellowship via PayPal. Or that's the Cash App, rather. Cash App, $ Infinity Fellowship. PayPal, paypal.me/Infinity Fellowship. And of course, we got the mailbox right out front. If you can write, you got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good and I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good and I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good and I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it good. I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Ooh. I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it good. Deep breath in. Awesome. Yes, we are here, wonderfully here. Thank you, Daniel, for the technology. We had our middle camera go out on us and it came right on back. So how is that? It's so wonderful. We're in there. Listen, it's time for us to get to the practice, to the space of meditation, to put our minds in alignment with where we are, to get ready to expand on this concept of the breath of God. So, listen. Even if you got to the point you say, listen, I did my duty, I showed up, I got my prayer, got my meditation, got my energy on, got my centering, made my offering and my gift, I'm going to check out. No, you're not. This is Yoga Sunday, and it's for all levels. So as you are getting your mat ready, your space on the floor ready, I know some of you might do Yoga Sunday from the chair. We're good with that too, but do something. Do something, because we learn some very valuable lessons from doing something. That's why it's important to put your body into this mix, because this mix of the universe is very powerful, because when we move, we put ourselves in alignment. More on that in a minute. But I want us to turn to today's meditation that comes from us from the writer and Rabbi Harold S. Kushner. And Kushner writes, if anything, we find proof of God precisely in the fact that laws of nature do not change. To the ancients, an eclipse was an unnatural event which they interpreted as God's way of warning them. To us, it is a perfectly natural event, a reminder of how precise a universe God has given us. Our human bodies are miracles, not because they defy the laws of nature, but precisely because they obey them. Take a deep breath there. Exhale and release. Say out loud, it is so. Our bodies aren't miracles because they do something that defy nature, although I know we've been watching, some of us last night, I was a little restless, not necessarily restless. I think I was energized before Yoga Sunday. And so I flipped on NBC and I caught this brother doing the male gymnastics. And he was on the, what do you call it, the horse, the high horse, is that what they call it? I don't know, the mounting horse. It's like the good two big hooks on it. And the brother started doing it, and I did say in that moment maybe that the human body can defy nature. And I was like, wow. He was doing this incredible swinging around, and it was completely New York, Queens, Bronx, like hip hop windmilling, but it was like amazing. Aside from rare instances like that, though, most human bodies, don't make me show y'all my forward roll today, because y'all will laugh. We've been talking about that. Most human bodies don't defy nature. They operate in alignment with it. And so I'm encouraging us today as a message that we take into our movement, something that we keep in the back of our consciousness as we're moving through today, to move, to gratefully put your earth suit on. Because when we are in this earth suit as spirits navigating this human experience, there are some things that are just honest because they're in alignment with the universe. The first concept is if you don't move it, you will lose it. So no matter what age you are, if you reach that point where you're asking that age-old question, am I injured, or is this just how I walk now? If you are in that place, listen, you can move beyond that. You can always stretch. You can always breathe. You can always take those steps if you can instead of the elevator. You can always begin to move, because if you do not, you will become sedentary and increase the amount of aging that happens to your joints and your bones and your muscles and your fascia and your tissue and your heart and your organs. So listen, embrace this moment to move however you can, even if it's in a modified way, not just through yoga, but through everything that you do in the world. If you don't move, you will lose. So move today. If you have a situation that you know you need to push through, move today. Don't just sit still, because if you don't move it, you will lose it. The second thing that I'm going to give you is that the distant journey begins with the nearest step. We get intimidated when we start thinking about the big picture. Oh man, how am I going to get to Shavasana? How am I going to get to the end here? What's the future going to look like? Well, it's going to look like nothing if you don't just take a foot and take a step forward. That career is not going to advance if you don't do something that is going to pour in it. That relationship is not going to respond if you don't invest in it. That is what it is. That distant journey is brought closer by focusing on just the nearest step. So take the nearest step today. That's what the mat is. The mat is a universe. It is your universe. And the fact that you showed up on it means that you're ready to take the nearest step. Last thing I'll give you, and then we'll go to the mats. What animates you is what also animates everything you see. What animates you is what animates everything you see. So let us, as we introduce ourselves into this practice, breathe together. Somebody repeat after me, say, let's breathe together. Find a comfortable position where you're sitting up. And we're going to start this because Yoga Sunday, we get the message, the movement, the meditation all throughout. From the beginning and the opening of the way to just a mini message that I've just given, to now putting all of that into the body and our consciousness for a space of healing. Inhaling, breathing in, exhaling, breathing out. Continuing this as we bring us back in with some acoustic music just in the background so that we can hear. We can begin to focus our consciousness, not for distraction, but for focus. Our breathing passages are absolutely amazing. Our nasal passages are amazing. We have this cosmic and yet biological exchange between the two nasal pathways. Have you noticed that sometimes your left nostril is a little more stopped up than the right one, and then a few minutes later it switched to the other side? That is a biological function. It naturally happens so that there is not too much pressure on one side or the other. Oh my God, in church they say that'll preach. You get to have naturally, without even thinking about it, no burden placed on one side over much, but that it begins to shift, and that is the balance. Sometimes we think of balance as everything held equal, and sometimes it's leaning to one side or the other, just so that you can keep moving, just so that you can keep going forward. There's a balance in walking. There's a grace in walking that comes from taking that right foot forward, taking that left foot forward, and everything shifts there, and you see that cosmic stride in the middle from knowing where you're going. That's what your nasal passages are doing. And so when we experience this new kind of breathing and conscious breathing, we are opening ourselves to the balance of the universe. We're going to do a little bit of Nadi Sharana Pranayama, which is basically alternative nostril breathing. But in Nadi Shodhana, we focus that energy. So we want to take our right thumb and place it on top of our right nostril. Take two fingers, place them right there between your eyebrows. Rest that forefinger now in an open palm position, just like that, and just breathe in and out through that left nostril. Good. I know some of you are like, but Red, my left nostril is the one that stopped up. Why'd you have to start with that side? Because that's how we do it here, baby. You'll get some relief. Okay, on an exhale, let it go. On an inhale through that left nostril. Then bring your ring finger down to close off the left nostril, keeping your fingers intact with your forehead. Release that right nostril with the thumb. Breathe in and breathe out in the right nostril. Inhaling on the right nostril. Holding it, closing the right nostril, opening the left, bringing the palm forward, exhaling through the left. Now let's focus it. Inhale on the left. Close the left. Release on the right. Inhale on the right. Close off with the thumb. Exhale on the left. Inhale on the left. Close off with the ring finger. Exhale on the right. Now, on your own, continue to breathe like this with your eyes closed. Slowing the inhale, consciously breathing, feeling the circle of light surrounding your forehead. As your breath begins to go now into your body in an alternating way. Finishing the round that you're in now, and when you finish that round, lower your hand. Take an inhale with both nostrils and an exhale through the same. Placing our hands at heart center. Setting our intention for today, whatever that may be, with no judgment. Taking a deep inhale together. And an exhale, release those hands to the floor. And let us come to all fours on the mat and get this party started right. Let's welcome up some of that flow, recognizing that today breathing is important. Yoga is not about pain. There are no urges withheld. So that means if your body needs to burp, let it burp, let it burp. That should be a song. If your body needs to exhale and cough, do that. If it needs to have other bodily functions, that is just your body saying, thank you for moving me. So no urges withheld. That's what we've got. If you need a break, get a glass of water. It's great. Look, I said that for everybody. Today's practice isn't going to be super vigorous. We're not doing a power practice. We are moving together in a powerful way. From a seated or from a fourth tabletop position that you're in now, All right, we want to start in a position of humility as a warm up. So we're going to time some of these poses to make sure that we're getting the maximum benefit from every one of them. So as we are ready now to begin the practice, let's look just a little bit ahead of the mat there. Focus your eyes, focus your vision, focus your drishti, as we would say in the Sanskrit, into that space. And I want you to focus your energy on your knees. Move them toward the outer edges of the mat. Nice. Lift your feet up and your ankles. Good. Place them back down on the mat. Inhale, lift them up, those heels toward the ceiling. Exhale, place them back down on the mat. Good. Lift those feet, those ankles toward the ceiling. Good. Point those toes toward the back of the room. Now bring the big toes together in a V. Place them back on the mat. And then sit back on your heels as you reach forward into child's pose. We're going to be here just for a couple of minutes, breathing in and out in child's pose. But we want it to be what it is. It is a position of rest, but it is also a position of strength and power. We're drawing energy from the forward position. As we are drawing energy from the backward position, we are creating some tension there. So we want the feeling that we're being pulled forward. So spread those fingers out. Drive the palms of your hands into the mat. And as you spread the fingers, spread the knuckles down into the mat as well. As you sit back even deeper, you feel yourself being pulled forward. You feel yourself being pulled backwards. And that is elongating that spine, allowing the breath to enter into your body and go up through not just your chest, but into the lats, the space under your arms, and even down into your hips. If you like, you can put a pillow under your stomach or a bolster or a block under your head. But we want to sit in that space of child's pose and relax. One more minute in child's pose. From that position, take a deep inhale. On an exhale, come up to all fours. Squaring the body, making sure the wrists are aligned directly under the shoulders, the knees are directly under the hips. Take a deep inhale. On an exhale, drop that chin toward the chest and round the back. Tuck that navel in toward the spine, just like a cat does when a cat is cornered. That's the cat position. On an inhale, lower that belly, that navel toward the mat. Arch the back in the opposite direction, lifting the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Cow position. Now, moving only as fast as your breath allows and dictates, go ahead and go through a few rounds of cat-cow. Exhaling down into cat, rounding and arching that back up. Inhaling in the opposite direction, moving only as slowly as your body allows you to, as your breath allows you to. With each position, on an inhale, you're completely full at the realization of the pose. On the exhale, you're completely empty when you've reached the final stage of the pose. And for context today, as Iyengar said, the pose begins the moment you want to get out of it. That's when it starts. We won't stay too long today on them. A couple of more rounds of that, slowly breathing in and out, just warming up that spine, releasing that fluid, loosening the shoulders and the neck, coming alive today. This is the part of the flow today. Finish that round of breathing and then come to a neutral position on all fours, tabletop. From all four position, go ahead and lift those feet back up again. This time, tuck the toes, drive them into the edges of the mat. Take an inhale, press those hands down into the mat. On an exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs, make the pyramid. Awesome. If you have to lower to your knees, lower to your knees. If you have a chair and you're having a difficult time, just go to the back of the chair and place your hands on the back of the chair in a standing position. You'll still get downward facing dog. Let's make sure our downward facing dog is excellent. Come up on your tippy toes. Bend your knees consciously. Arch your hips and back upward. Good. Feel that back straighten out. And now, straighten your legs, keep that arch in your back, and now lower down your heels to the floor even more. Good. Bringing your chest towards your thighs. Dropping that head even further beneath your arms. Good. Inhale and exhale. Big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Look between your hands. Step, jump, or float forward between your hands. And just stand there in a forward fold and just relax. Go ahead and sway a little bit from side to side if you need to. Grab yourself a block if you need a little distance to raise the floor. Good. Lift up a heel here and there to stretch some of the hamstring, some of the calf. And then when you find a position that is comfortable, find the stillness in the forward fold. Again, for a forward fold, if you have two books and you want to put the books on either side to elevate the floor, the forward fold does not have to be head to the knees. Focus on what your body can do. You can also bend your knees. Find that position of stillness. Then we're going to begin to warm our body up. Forward fold, we're feeling it. We're feeling it in our hamstrings. We're feeling it in our lumbar. We're feeling that energy just release toward the floor. On an inhale, come up to a halfway position. Those hands are either on the ankles, hands are on your shins, hands on your knees, however they may be, with a flat back. Looking just ahead of you. Deep inhale, exhale, fold it back. Release. Oh, that feels a little bit better. Every time you do it, it feels a little bit better. Inhale, exhale, go deeper into the pose if you can. Inhale, we're going to come all the way to standing. And reach toward the ceiling. Extended mountain pose, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to the side. Check in with your body. We're going to be in Tadasana, so we're not just standing here, we are actively standing here. If your feet are in a comfortable position, keep them there. Some people like their feet together on this pose. Some like them shoulder distance apart, whatever may be comfortable for you. But we want to make sure that we consciously activate our body. So lift your toes up, point your toes toward the ceiling, spread them out as if you're spreading your hands in jazz hands. I know. Now you're going to feel contact in the four corners of your foot. The ball in the front, the outer edge of the front, and the outside of the heel and the inside of the heel. Make sure that they're driving down into the mat. And as they're driving down into the mat, you're extending the roots down into the ground. You're now lifting up the knees gently, activating the quads, and feeling your body turn in. From the skin to the muscle to the bone, everything begins to turn in. And now place those place those feet hands. I used to pick up trash with my feet and they'd be like, you got them finger toes. So drive those finger toes into the mat. Good. You're activating here. Lift that navel up and in toward the spine. Now lift those shoulders up toward the ears, roll them back, and then release them to the floor. Very active position. Tadasana, mountain pose. As we activate, we now just want to do a few sun salutations to warm us up. We'll just go for the 4 directions. We're going to take an inhale. Think about the color white. Reach toward the ceiling. Some of you may have a back bend in you. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift it. Exhale, step, jump, or float back to the plank position. Knees can rest on the mat as a modification, however you need to. Inhale upward into upward facing dog. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Press back, lift the hips, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. See if you can get back to that great downward facing dog that you got at the very beginning. Big inhale and exhale. Another big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Step, jump, or float to the front of your mat between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it to a forward fold. Slow and steady. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Again, you can rest your knees on the mat whenever you need to, or rest in child pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Really warming that body, feeling that body. Big inhale here. On a big exhale, blow it all out. Step, jump, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. Keeping that navel activated, lifting up and in toward your spine. Big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Step, jump, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Last time. Inhale, reach up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank or knees resting on the mat position. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to do one more with a variation. We're going to be so slow. Everybody at home, you're going to love it. Big deep breath in. Exhale, blow it all out. Step, jump, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Place your palms facing forward. We're going to exhale and just bring our palms down to our sides. Good. Now take an inhale, activate the fingers. Inhale all the way up to extend it. Exhale, bring those hands all the way back down. We're going to add a little chair in this. So as we inhale, we're going to slowly squat. Don't worry about getting your hands all the way over your ears if you can. Just get it to where you are. And on exhale, come all the way back to standing. On your own, moving only as fast as your breath allows you, I want you to take yourself through that round a few times. The slower, the better. Slow inhale into a squat. Slow exhale into standing. Yes. On your own. You know, we have the saying namaste. We have an urban colloquial Sanskrit. The word is, I ain't studying you. So I ain't studying you. I ain't looking at what you're doing. I'm looking at what I'm doing. My breath ain't your breath. And vice versa. So we may not all be moving together. But the idea, literally, this is breath more than it is movement. So the idea is, can I begin to inhale and not even move? Can I begin to inhale and move with the inhale so that by the time I reach the end of the position, there's no more room in my stomach, in my lungs. By the time I begin the exhale, it's synchronized. So that when I'm done, I'm completely empty. Focus on that, whatever it takes for you. This is something everybody can do. If you have it in you, you can take it lower in the squat. If you don't have it in you, you can just stay almost standing. But let's go ahead and warm that breath up. Doing well. If your body is starting to say, I didn't know breathing slow like this would be such a process, that means that you are, yes, doing yoga. Complete one more round of breath and then come to the standing position. We're putting this breath in this body today. We're using it. From the body position. Now, reach up, breathe in, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank or knees to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One deep breath here. On the exhale, lower your knees to the mat and sit in child's pose for just a few breaths. Enjoy the rest there. And I know my people in place here, they're like, no, we just want to keep going. We want to work harder. I didn't get enough. I want some, I know. And some of y'all at home are like, no, I know. I don't need to rest right now, but just take it. Trust me. This is restorative space and we want to restore. As we are now just inhaling and exhaling, Bringing that breath, imagining that it's coming from the tip of the fingertips, of traveling up your forearms, traveling up your arms, traveling up your eyes and third eye. It's traveling up into your back. It's traveling into your belly. It's traveling into the sides of your body. And it's even traveling into your hips. You are fully experiencing the breath of life, the animation of knowing that you're alive in child's pose. Releasing those things that you do not need in the space of humility. From this space of humility, before we get too relaxed, come on up to all fours. And then find your way to, however you'd like, to the center of your mat in a seated position. So in the seated position, extend your legs forward, toes pointing upward toward the ceiling. Back straight up. Again, every practice that we take, every pose that we take, stacks upon the other. So how were we in Tadasana, in mountain pose? Well, our shoulders were relaxed in back, and the flesh on the back of our shoulder blades was descending toward the floor. So that means that our spines were in an upright position. We weren't hunched over in a C. We're sitting up, and we're feeling up. So if you have a strap or a towel or something that you can have nearby that will extend your reach, we're going to do a simple extended pose. And from that extended pose, we're going to to get to the extended pose, we're going to bring our ankles together, point our toes toward the top of the room. And we're going to breathe in and reach toward the ceiling. We're going to exhale, just bring our hands to our side. Yeah, breathe in, just reach toward the ceiling. Good. Now looking straight ahead of you, we're just going to begin to bend forward slowly, starting with your lumbar spine, your lower back, reaching up as you're bending forward, looking up until you just can't look up anymore, and allow yourself to fold over, reaching towards your feet, towards your ankles, towards your toes, towards your balls of your feet. If you're able, you can grab the balls of your feet. If you'd like to bring them closer to you, you can grab your ankles or your thighs. You can also take a strap, a yoga strap, and if you'd like, you can go a little deeper by placing the strap in your hands, or if you don't have a strap, you're like, Rev Jeff, all of us don't have blocks and straps in our houses. We're new to this yoga thing. I bet you got a towel, or should I say, I hope you got a towel. If you've got a towel, and I hope it's a bath towel, I hope it's a bath towel, but if you got a bath towel or scarf, grab it and just say, okay, jump up right now, and we're going to sit in forward fold for just a couple of minutes to get the benefits, especially when you find that space we can be still. Inhale and just extend into the forward fold and find that space of relaxation. Modifications include using a towel or a strap. Modifications include bending your knees gently. However you need to, find that position and hold it. When we find ourselves in positions that are challenging, because we've seen either in sports or in action films, we've seen people grunt, we've seen people strain, often our conditioned instinct will tell us to tense up, and we'll say, okay, I'm going to get in this position and I'm going to hold it. I don't care what it takes. No, your body will not respond. Breathe into the position. Release the stress by just breathing deeper. When your body, when your muscles, when your conditioning wants to say, yeah, I'm going to get this and hold it. No, say, I'm going to flow into it and I'm going to allow it to be. 30 more seconds in this space of alignment. Deep breath here and an exhale. On an inhale, come back up to the seated position. Shake your legs out a little bit. Awesome. Now come to the middle of your mat and lie all the way back. Some of you might want to keep your towel or you want to keep your strap near you. We're going to go into a reclined butterfly position. So lay all the way back. Bend your knees, bring your heels towards your buttocks, keeping those knees together as you can. And see how close you can get your feet, your ankles to your buttocks. That's great. Place your hands on the outer edges of your knees. Good. On an inhale, feel that breath. On an exhale, drop your knees toward the outer edges of the mat, opening up the space and bringing the bottoms of your feet together. In this position, again, modification. You might notice, well, my knees don't go all the way to the mat. Well, that's fine. If your knees don't go all the way down and you need some support, since we'll be here, you can always put a block, a blanket, or a pillow underneath those knees as needed to find the support that will allow you to then bring those ankles even closer to your buttocks if you can. You're going to feel your hips opening up in the space. And as your hips are opening up in the space, sometimes people like to grab a strap and put it around their ankles and then just pull it gently toward their hips, just to get a little more stretch and open that hip. When you find that place that is comfortable for you, even though it's going to be a little uncomfortable because you're feeling the release of the tension in the hips, which is where we hold a lot of stress. When you find that position, again, Tadasana, those shoulder blades, everything is touching the back of the mat, touching the mat. When you find that position, place one hand on your heart or the center of your chest and another one on your belly so that you can now feel that breath of life, that breath of body, that breath of God entering in. And while we will be in this position for just a few minutes, it is a restorative position, it is a healing position. While we will be here, for the first few breaths, I want you to be conscious of your breathing. Conscious of your hand that is on your chest in the middle of your breastbone that is not really moving. But the hand that is over your belly, that is over your navel, it is moving. Because when you're taking a deep belly breath, you are inflating the balloon. So your hand that is on your navel is rising with the inhale. And with the exhale, it's going flat. Or in my case, it is going flat in my mind. Relatively flat. And that was a joke for me, so I've got you. Y'all got to hit the track a little more. But yes, inhaling without any judgment and exhaling. And the funny thing is, when you cough or when you laugh, that's when you feel what diaphragmatic breathing is. Because you notice, like the karate chop, when you do that, your belly flattens because the muscles contract because there's no air in them. So, hey, breathing in and out, and then finding your way to the space of release as you enjoy the benefits of this position, releasing and letting go. Just about 30 more seconds in Supta Baddha Konasana, pose we're in right now. And from this space of peacefulness, taking a deep inhale, feeling that hand rise on the navel. And exhale, bringing those knees together again. Lifting the head gently from the mat, looking around to locate a pillow, to locate a block, to locate a blanket that can be folded, to locate a mat, whatever it may be. We're going to pull it out because we're going to do a brief inversion here. And this inversion is simply going to lift our hips up into the sky. It is going to be a resting bridge position. So bring those heels closer to our buttocks. We're going to spread those knees about hips distance apart. And when we're ready, we're going to take an inhale or lift toward the ceiling. And as we do, we're going to find something to support us in our sacrum. That space right above the top of the tailbone. Some of us, the brick will be, or the block will be, or the pillow will be low to the ground. That's absolutely perfect. Some will be to the narrow side, some to the very high side. Whatever you find is going to be the position that is going to be good for you to hold and rest in, go ahead and find that position. Bring the block under. And once you found a place where the block or the pillow or the blanket is feeling good and not hurting you or causing you pain, relax back into the position. Some may take a strap and put them around their ankles to pull, to create some tension there. Others may be able to reach their ankles and wrap their hands around them or touch their heels. Others may place their palms face down on the mat beside their bodies with their arms lengthened. And still others may reach between and under themselves, clasp their fingers together in a prayer position, and hold that there. Whatever variation you've got, we want you to find it, sit in it, and just begin to relax. We're going to be in this restorative position for a few minutes. Inhaling and exhaling. About 30 more seconds. Good. While we're still conscious of being in the position, we can slowly blink our eyes open. Take an inhale, lift your hips up toward the ceiling as if I've got a fish hook inside your navel and I'm lifting you up. Take a couple of deep breaths there in an active bridge position. And on one of those inhales, go ahead and reach under you and remove the block or the bolster or the blanket or the mat. Hopefully you didn't put a book under there. I don't want to dent and mark on anybody. Exhale, release all the way to the floor. Good. Go ahead and move your knees in and out just to shake them a little bit loose. Good. And now we're just going to do a modified twist to release some of the energy in your digestive system. So go ahead and extend your feet all the way toward the edges of the mat. Awesome. Bring your hands to your sides. All right. Now, let's just bend our right knee. Bring our right knee up and bring our heel up to our buttock. That's great. Take your left hand, reach across your body to the outside of your right knee. Bring it towards your chest. Good. Now we're going to turn. If you got a block or you've got a bolster or a blanket or something you want to use, go ahead and get that now. But we're just going to lower that right knee across the left side of your body as you extend your right hand toward the opposite side. And that's going to be just a supine twist there. So if you need to put something under that knee, you can put something under that knee. You raise the floor there. That's a modification. Good. Keeping that left leg extended, reaching that right arm out, opening the palm, and then turning your vision, if you're able, as you're able, turning your eyes toward that palm on your right hand. Doing as best you can to keep that right shoulder engaged with the mat. Good. Inhaling and releasing. On an exhale, in a couple of exhales, you may find that you can exhale a little deeper. You'll feel some energy release in your lower spine. Whatever you're comfortable with, find that position, and we're just going to hold it for about a minute, minute and a half. You'll find in yoga, like it is in life, that one side of your body may feel more flexible. Don't judge yourself for that. You can say, when I did this on the other side, it was a lot easier. Well, sometimes we wear our wallets on one side of our body, or we carry our book bags or backpacks or purses on one side of our body. So it adds a little difference to the equation when we're doing movement. No judgment there. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just enjoy getting to know your body and what it can do. Again, whatever move we can make, we're going to move because we're not going to lose. We're winners. Take a deep inhale. On an exhale, see if you can extend the stretch a little bit. Good. Now come on back up to your starting position. Extend that right leg to match the left. And now let's go to the opposite side. Let's bend that left knee. Good. Extend that right leg. We can bring that left knee up toward our chest. Reach across our body with our right hand to the outside of that left knee. And then slowly lower the inside of that left knee to the right side of the body, crossing over as we extend that left arm to the left side of our body, opening the palm. And if we're able, looking to the opposite direction. So look in the direction of that extended palm. If you need a block or a bolster somewhere, you can place it wherever you need it. Awesome. Find a position of stillness for you where you can breathe into the pose and hold it there. Okay, from this position, take a deep inhale. See if you can exhale and extend just a little bit more if possible. Breathe into that. Then pull yourself back up to the seated position. Good. All right. Matter of fact, no, we're just going to go because we're right to the end of the practice. So extend both those legs. We're going to go to Shavasana. Here in the space, I'm going to smudge everybody. And I'm also going to encourage you, if this is your time for Shavasana, set your lights the way you like them. We already got some music playing in the background. In the space here, if you'd like some ancient, authentic Egyptian Kemetic sandalwood, I saw a hand appear in my periphery, so maybe somebody wants some. Just hold your palm out. I'll put a dot in your palm. I actually got this from my first trip to Egypt, and it's cold pressed. Rub the palms together and simply breathe into your palms. A little dab will do you. Breathe it in. Pure ancient pressed sandalwood in the old ancient tradition. But they take the flowers and press it for the oil on 2 solid slabs of granite. Inhale and exhale. And now just rest in Shavasana. So get your blanket if you'd like to be covered, wherever you'd like to be. If you'd like in Shavasana, when you're lying on the floor at home in the space, take a pillow, put it underneath the back of your knees to elevate your knees if you'd like. Whatever you'd like to get into this position of corpse pose. You've reached the end of the practice. This is where you get to restore, treat yourself to breath, congratulate yourself for making it through the practice, and sit in the realization of affirming that your body is indeed a temple. And when we acknowledge the presence of the breath, We are acknowledging the presence of the divine. That's what we've been doing all month. So enjoy your time in Shavasana. Enjoy the sights and the sounds, the smells and the feeling, and the sensations. We want to slowly now become aware of our conscious space in our body. So now just allow yourself to experience the sensations that are around you, the feeling of the clothing on your skin, the feeling on your skin, on the mat or the floor. The sensation caused when your hair is touching the floor or the mat. The sensation caused when you have no hair and it's touching the mat. All of these wonderful sensations that remind us that we are in the body and are what we consider alive. From this consciousness space, go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Let your body know from the spirit space, yeah, we're still here. We're still here. And from wiggling and moving those toes, go ahead and shift your body, roll over to one side, and just spend a few breaths in the fetal position, hugging yourself and reminding yourself that all is love and that all is well. Being consciously and cosmically connected in this moment. As we have reached the end and have completed the journey together. Pressing yourself up gently to a seated position again. And from that seated position, congratulating yourself by placing your hands at heart center, closing the eyes for a few deep breaths. Affirming that it is good to be here, it is good to be alive, it is good to be you in this moment. It is good, we speak to spirit, to be in a space of alignment, flow, restoration, and rejuvenation. We speak in this moment that this week, this day will be blessed by our renewal to proclaim every single day that we get up, all is well, and it is so. In this moment of peacefulness and recognition, this ends the practice. This ends officially Yoga Sunday. The divine in me definitely recognizes, salutes the divine in you. And we say to each other, Namaste. 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 I know. Some people say, well, it's time to move again. We're saying, Namaste right here. Namaste. Namaste in this peace. You encounter somebody at the coffee shop today who tries to test your peace, you just say, Namaste peaceful. Namaste peaceful. I'm not going to bite. I'm going to be there. So look, we appreciate you all, y'all. Yoga Sunday, we're back in the chat space. We have some scrolling and some announcements that are going to come up at the end of Yoga Sunday. Feel free to tag somebody in the chat and tell them that they're awesome. Let us know how you felt about the practice in the chat today. Y'all in the space, are y'all all right? Y'all feel good? Y'all okay? Y'all restored? Y'all ready? Okay. He said we might be ready to take a nap, or we might be ready to just step off the balcony and fly on over to Trinity Lane. I don't know. But, but we guarantee as we're in this process, the wonderful thing about today is we got some flow in. So we got a little bit of sweat broken. We got that body warmed up, but we also moved into a space of restoration. And that's what's most important for all of us, that at the end of the month, consciously at infinity, we do it. But wherever you are, this practice is available to you. Just run it back. If you feel out of sync, run back the video. We're on our platforms. Get that, put it in, take a modified version. Even if you take 2 breaths in every position, you'll probably do the entire practice in 10 minutes. Do something that's going to get your day started right and put yourself in a place of alignment. So, you all listen, next Sunday, first Sunday, we're back in person. We launch a brand new series, and the brand new series is going to be awesome. It's going to be centered around who are the new prophets. And the answer is you. It's going to be really good. It's the downloads have been coming. And I've been trying not to wreck the car while I'm driving. I'll get them. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We got good things for you. So listen, I want to thank everybody who came today in the space. Lady Kenitha, Sister Thea, Sister Courtney, all of my tech crew who hung in there with us. Appreciate you all. We'll see you first Sunday. Get here. We say don't meet us here, beat us here. 10 a.m. right here in person and online, 641 West Nocturne Drive. Everybody bow your head for just a second as we breathe in and we speak in this place, that as we go forth, henceforth, now and forever, may the love of God, the wisdom of the ancestors, and the infinite and abundant power of the universe rest, rule, rock, and abide with us, henceforth, now and forevermore. Let us all say together, Amen, Amen, Hotep, Shalom, Namaste, Ashe. And so it is. You'll see that on your screen in a minute as well. We love you. This is Jeff Obafemi, Carr, also known as Rev Jeff at the Infinity Fellowship. Y'all have an awesome week, and we'll see you soon.